everyone, and welcome to Chapter 2 Club, Smart Woman's Guide to Breakups and Everything After. Today, I'm here with real estate agent Sean Current, who has 19 years of experience in the Southern California market, and we're going to be talking about tips on buying and selling your home through divorce. Hey, Sean, how are you?
Good, Molly. How you doing?
I'm great. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Let's jump right in and give our audience
Yep.
out there some tips on buying or selling your home through divorce.
Sure, sure. Like a lot of things in life, there's no simple prescription for how to do anything. All circumstances are different. A lot of factors are going to depend on, well, frankly, the amiability of the divorce that's happening. Uh, there are things I think that are important for a woman to realize and take into consideration during the course of the divorce itself. You can't start looking at buying real estate too soon.
Okay.
And I've kind of broken it down into when, how much, and where.
Okay.
Really, in terms of that, when is at what point during the process of divorce can a woman start actually considering whether she can buy another real estate property? And a lot of that has to do with where is your name in the county or in the world in terms of legally on, for instance, the mortgage. How was your property held with the county and title? You want to be able to, with your soon-to-be ex-spouse, determine the assets and how you can separate yourselves. If you're keeping the house, for instance, that's a little different. But obviously, if you're going to be out and purchasing another home, you need to get your name off of the loan. You need to get your name off of the house itself, because that goes into the next phase of how much can I afford. Um, if you're in the middle of the divorce, they're obviously looking at assets. You don't want to try to buy too soon. Don't try to pretend and have a family member buy it in their name, because it can come out. So you need to know at what stage in the process will you actually be free to look at purchasing or even selling some property of your own.
Okay.
How much clearly is an important factor. I mean, if, for instance, in some cases, the wife is the one providing alimony and support, and that affects her income, which affects how much she can actually afford to buy in terms of, say, getting a loan. But in many of the cases, it's the other way around. You don't want to go house poor. You want to make sure you're looking at what is my income, how many years am I going to have that income, alimony and child support, things of that nature, and how that affects my lendability from a financial standpoint. If you're fortunate and have cash in some kind of settlement from the divorce, that changes those things. But if you have to get a loan, that's the biggest thing for any person to consider during a divorce. They'll look at, you want to keep in mind any changes that might come up in the future. If something happened with the ex and their income, how will that affect what I'm able to keep?
Sure.
And then the final part, it really, of course, is where. And if there are children involved, that's the primary where question.
Where to
If
buy?
you're, yeah, and if there's joint custody and stuff, I don't know the specifics in terms of school districts, but I generally think if at least one of the spouses lives in the school district, the children can go. But it may be better suited for both of you to be living in that school district for the unknown things that might occur in the future. Primarily, there's a logistics. Where are you going to be working, and does it make sense, logistically for you to live it? But that's the primary thing, is to consider where the children are going to be going to school, and what can I afford. You may not be able to afford living in the school district that your children are going to. So hopefully your situation with your spouse is amiable and you can reach an agreement on that. I think one of the most important things for anyone to remember is you need to use your team. You need to create a really good team for you in the course of this whole process. And that team generally would be your lawyer, of course, your financial advisor, whoever that might be, whether you're using your previous one with your ex, or you don't trust them and you want your own. And then your real estate agent. And also then beyond that are your support friends who've probably been through the process themselves and can maybe give you some advice, but they're the ones who are going to be able to help guide you through the whole process. I mean, it's daunting and there's a lot of things to consider, but it's clearly doable. And as long as you got your team working with you and for you, you'll be fine. It can happen.
Great.
Yeah. And it can be fun. Looking for real estate is, in my opinion, fun, no matter what your circumstances. So, but
Yes, and I think that these are great tips for our audience out there, and I really appreciate you coming
hope so.
and talking to us about it. And
Great.
thank you so much. And if our audience members would like to find more resources, they can go to our website at chapter2club.com. And we look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you so much, Sean.
Great. Thank you, Melanie. Have a great day.